Okay, so as you can see here, this is our opening screen when we open Lumion for the first time. And as you can see, these are our basic scenes that we can load, or we can also go to examples, and these are some examples that come with our Lumion product. And here we can load scenes that we've already done, and here we can actually go and search for a scene somewhere that we want to import. So right now for this model, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work off of one of the scenes that are already created in Lumion, just because I just want to show you how it works. So I'm going to select this beach house scene. Alright, so here we have the beach house scene that comes with Lumion, and I'm just going to maneuver around so you can kind of see just the level of detail that comes with this Lumion software. It's really a fantastic program, and you can really create some very nice renderings with it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my model to this scene. So I'm going to give these people a neighbor here. And let's go ahead and zoom up above our scene here. And what I'm doing, I'm just using the mouse scroll button. And the way we maneuver around in Lumion is with our mouse, and we also have our arrow keys that we can move around. And we also have the your A, W, S, D, kind of a gaming type of control system that Lumion comes with. It takes a little getting used to from SketchUp, but once you get a hang of it, it's a real easy to use. So let's move on to importing our model. So now we are currently in, these are our main tools for Lumion. So I'm going to click, right now I'm already clicked into the objects tools, and I want to click on imports over here on this folder. And now I want to click import new model here, and I want to import this lesson 102 model, and it's already in there, so I've already imported it once, so it's just asking if I wanted to rename it or just open this one. So let's actually won't let me do that, so I'm going to cancel out, and I guess it already selected it there, so there we go. And there is our SketchUp model. Now what I want to do is I'm actually going to rotate this model around. I want it facing the other way. And just what I did there, I just selected rotate while I have that selected. And now I'm going to hit move. And I'm going to click this point here to drag. And whenever we have an object, there's always a grip point for it. So right now for this entire SketchUp model, this is our control point here. And the next thing I want to do is I want to change the height of this. Well, actually, let's look around here. Let's see what we have. So actually, I don't want to change the height. What I'm going to do, because I've already saved this model, and this is another really nice thing that Lumion does, is it allows you to update your models, that you update your SketchUp model, and you can update the same model in Lumion. So since I've already changed it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say re-import this model. And actually I renamed it. So what I have to do now is I have to hold down the Alt key and click here, and I'm actually going to import the 103 model. So now I'm going to replace this model with the 103 model, and there we go. Now we see that this is the updated model. And let's move this model just a little bit, get it a little closer to the beach. And let's get it down here closer to the trees, and I'm going to move it down. Okay, and I know that it's kind of digging into the ground there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my landscaping. Now to do that, I'm going to go to landscape, and here it gives me some options here to raise it, to lower, flatten, jitter, and smooth. Right now I want to lower it, so I'm going to click here, and here I can change the size of my brush. As you can see, that yellow circle is my brush. So as you can see, I can change the size of it, and I can change the speed of it. By speed, you can see what happens when I click it here. That's the longer I have my mouse, the button selected, the quicker it will go down. So I can change that speed if I want to. If I want it to go slower, I can adjust that. So let's change that a little bit more, and I didn't want to do that, so I'm going to bring this back up. So it allows us to adjust our terrain some here. And let's bring this down so we can see our street. And again, if it's happening a little too slow, we can change the speed of this. All right. And what I want to do now is I want to flatten this out. So I'm going to smoothen this. So we can kind of make it smooth so it's not so drastic of a change. So it takes a little bit of practice to get this exactly right. And I may not get it exactly right now. I just want to show you how this works. Just a quick intro to using Lumion. But hopefully you're already getting a sense of what capabilities this software has. Okay, let's move around to the back. As you can see, we can see the grass there as well, and that is something we can also adjust in Lumion. So let me get down here. So it's a really tall grass. So right now I can click grass, and the grass size, we can change the size of it, change the height, and the wildness of it. Some really neat features that it has. So let's mess with our terrain a little bit more here. Let's bring this up. Let's not make it so dramatic here. Let's give this a nice nice beach home here. And let's smoothen this out now. And let's adjust this side. Okay, and bring these trees up just a little bit. All right, now let's smoothen it. And we're just having a little bit of fun with this model. So now let's get into adjusting some of our materials. Now to do that, we're going to go to our paint bucket tool, and I'm going to select this water material, and I'm just going to click there, and I'm going to click nature, water, and just click this water here, and bam, there you go. We see some really nice water there. And we can change a lot of the features here. We can change the waviness of it, glossiness, the wave scale. So just several different features it allows us to do. How reflective. So some nice features there. So we've got a little infinity edge here. So very nice scenery and things that you can do with this software. So I'm going to go ahead and click save for that. And let's adjust some of these objects here, the materials. So I'm going to go to my materials and I'm going to select my grill, and let's go with an indoor material, metal, and I'm just going to select this aluminum right here, and let's adjust some of these values here, the glossiness and scale of it all. So we can change the scale here. Maybe make it a little less reflective. And that looks a little better. And here we have our fireplace, and we could add some fire to this. Let's go, now we're going to go to our objects again, and let's go to effects down here. And now I'm going to select on my effects gallery, and here we see we have different fountain types: fire, smoke, fog, and leaves. So I'm going to select fire, and let's select a small one here. Let's select this one, and let's place this in here. And we can adjust over here. You see the properties that allows us to adjust the emitter area, particle count, the spread of it, and the size of the fire. We can adjust the color and the brightness of it. And I can also change the scale of any object, which this is considered an object as well. And what I want to do is change right here, go to size object, and here let me zoom out, and here we can see I can change the scale of it. There we go. And what I want to do is I want to place it inside my fireplace here. So I'm going to move this in here, and let's place it there. Let's just put it in the middle for now. And unfortunately we're not able to see that because of the glass that we have here, but when we go to actually create a rendering, you will be able to see that. So that's that may be something with either my graphics card, or I'm not sure if that's just how Lumion works, but I know that when you do videos and take an actual rendered photo shot, you will be able to see that. Alright, so let's adjust some more features here. So for my floor, another thing I can do with my materials is I went back to my paint bucket. I'm going to select my flooring, and I could change this completely by going to my materials and let's say indoor tiles, and I could see what any of these tiles might look like, and I can change all the values of these as well. So let's say let's go back to this one. Let's try that, and I'm going to double click on that, and I could change the scale of it. You can change the glossiness of it, or reflectivity of it. And another thing we can do with any object is change the weathering effects of it. So here we can, let's say this one, let's say it's a stone, and I just adjust the weathering here, and there you can kind of see a little bit of an aged look to it, which we don't really want that look right now. So I'm going to actually go back to my original. Actually, I'm going to go to outdoor asphalt, and I want this wet concrete look, or wet asphalt, and I'm going to adjust the reflectivity of that some, and let's change the scale. All right. And as you can see here, this is I've already adjusted this as well, this material here. And what I did here is I gave it a bit of a weathered look to it, to my metal. And this is under aluminum weathering. And there we've changed some of the values here. Just give it a more realistic look. And let's change this water setting over here. Back to nature. And let's see what the waterfall feature looks like. I'm not sure if this will work. Well, actually it didn't turn out too bad. It's actually nice. And let's change some of the scale of that. All right, not too bad of a look. It's a little bit too fast, but for a still shot that might work. Okay. And we can edit every one of these materials. I'm just going to go over some of them. Let's go to our roof, and I'm going to go to indoor wood, and let's select some of these wood that they have here and see what those might look like in our model. Again, we can adjust any of these. We can adjust the scale of them, the color. So let's go with that one, and let's see how we can adjust that. We adjust the scale some. All right, and we can also change the direction. So if I went to my orientation, we can change the heading of it. And I go 90 degrees from where it was. And now it's running the opposite way. Or not the opposite, but 90 degrees from where it was. And that is how we can modify materials in Lumion. And as you can see already, we just got started and our model is already starting to look really good. So let's go ahead and let's move on, and let's add some people and some other items to this model.